Good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining me this morning. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Colleen Light. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you from a very small town in Southwest Washington. And that's Washington State. Anyway, I had to bounce around there for a second. Anyway, my website is Cards by Coco. And that is kind of the hub where I keep all the information. So if you've never followed a blog before and you're not really sure what they're all about, that's where I put all the card dimensions and measurements and videos and any Stampin' Up! News and sales is generally, that's the hub, is my blog. So just wanted to let you know that. Look what I have, the new catalogs, pretty excited about that. Well, I'm going to flip you around, show you the card we're going to be making. You can tell I'm kind of having a bad hair day here, so the less we have to look at it, the better. Let me flip the camera around and get started on this super easy card we are going to be making together. Oh no, I did do it right. I was thinking, oh, did I do it wrong again? Anyway, this is December's host code. If you are going to place an order, I would appreciate it if you would use it. And if you don't, it's still okay. No pressure. Anyway, the card, the layout we're going to be making is this one right here. I have had great success, well, I wouldn't say great success, but I had success at my craft shows, and I'm pretty excited about that. But it just means I need to get together some easy Christmas cards because now I'm running a little bit behind. Everything's always crooked with me. Have you ever noticed that? It's like a theme. Everything's just kind of wonky and a little off the angles and whatnot. So anyway, this is a birthday card that actually I am sending to a dear friend of mine. So I am going to, I'm trying to get the lighting better in here. Christmas break is coming for my husband. I think he's going to take some time off. So we'll be able to get this craft room painted. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm mailing this off to a friend, and I thought, you know, this was really one of my favorite layouts. Let's try it with some holiday paper. So I am actually using this gorgeous, gorgeous Boughs of Holly designer series paper. So if you have it tucked away, go ahead and grab it out, or keep in mind for this card. The downside is this is already sold out. Already sold out. So if there's something on those last chance products you want, the only suggestion whether you order from me, somebody else, from yourself, if you're a demonstrator, if there's something you want, now is the time to get it ordered. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to give you some of the card dimensions here. We're going to swap out these colors because this is a birthday card. We want a holiday card. So this is, I wrote everything down. Being my organized self, I wrote everything down and then I misplaced it. Oh, here we go. So this is a standard card base, but I'm doing it in portrait mode. Yeah, portrait mode. I always get confused between landscape and portrait mode, and I forgot to score it down the center. So I will tell you the dimensions. It is 4 1/4 by 11. Let's move that out of the way. And we're going to score at 5 1/2. So I really like this layout, how it sits up. I like how this card base is. We're going to give that a little score. And let's go ahead and give that a little burnish. This card comes together really quickly. We are going to do a little heat embossing today just to fancy it up, and we're going to use an embossing folder. We're going to be using the Merry Melody embossing folder, so that's fun. That piece of basic white is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and you are going to want to cut 2 pieces because one of them is going to be for the inside of our project. So let me grab my cut and emboss. Sorry, I normally do this when we're not on camera together. And the morning, oh, you know what happened? My husband called me as I was getting ready. As I was getting everything together this morning, my husband called, and he's been working out of town. He comes home today, but he's been working out of town. So I kind of felt like I needed to answer the phone. Anyway, you always want to put your embossing folders in this way, with the crease, the fold towards the entry of your machine. There is a little line here, so if you're using something that you want straight, go ahead and just, I want to make sure I'm in screen, line it up at the bottom with this little line down here. There you go. I don't need the cutting plates for this, clearly. Let me get the other one. So for this one, you need plate 1. And for your 3D embossing folders, you need plate 1 and plate 4. All right, let's see here. Sorry about this. It's gonna kind of probably wiggle around a bit and be too close to the camera, and sorry. Let's go ahead and pop that off to the side. And I will answer any questions you might have at the end of the video. Look at this. I think this is the prettiest embossing folder. I have just always really liked it. Don't know what that came from. Probably the bottom. Let me just move that out of the way. And this is going to go right here. So I'm going to have to keep it on there. I don't read music, so I'm not sure. I'm afraid to move it. Somebody who reads music will actually get this card and know how much that I put it upside down. Anyway, so then I took our Stylish Shapes dies, and I took, let's see which circles. I took the second largest, and then I just went down and just cut out my shapes. So it is really just that easy. Just that easy. And then lay them out on your card base. I know I want my little holly berries there. I know I want those to show. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to angle my poinsettia so my holly berries will show. Then I have the second poinsettia piece here that I'm going to tuck off to the side here, just down and around. And then I took a little bit of the green. I really wanted to tie in the green. So that is the beginning of my layout. I always start laying things out before I adhere anything. That is your tip of the day. Make sure you like how everything is sitting before you glue anything down. So out of our Merry and Bright, I'm going to take Merry and Bright from our Sweet Candy Canes stamp set. This has been one of my favorites this season. So I am going to go ahead and let's go ahead and take that Merry and Bright out. I'm going to take my embossing buddy and let's go ahead and just run it across our cherry cobbler here. We want this just ran across because this helps remove the static and your embossing powder will pick up better. Okay, I'm going to put my block on like that. Let me look at comments. Oh, hi, Vicki. Oh, from Maine. And hi, Jan. It is windy in Oregon. I heard that. Oh, and thanks, Wendy. Yeah, I like plaid too. And it's cold here. It's cold here today, so I am all bundled up. Okay, so you want to give that just a little press. I'm going to move that off to the side. I clean all of my stamps as soon as, unless I'm going to be reusing them, as soon as the video is done. All right, so here's our tray, and I'm using the white embossing powder. I have to tell you, embossing powder really adds just a little extra wow to your cards. And it lasts forever. It lasts so long. So if you think, oh, you know, that's not very much, it's actually a lot. It's a lot. So this kit also comes with, and let me show you, it does come with the tweezers, so you can hold on and not burn your fingers. For those of you that don't like sound or a lot of sound, just turn down your volume for a second. I'm going to keep talking, but turn down your volume for a second because I'm going to be using our embossing tool. So for those of you who are new to heat embossing, you can see how this will heat up. Just keep moving the heat tool back and forth, and you will see how this powder melts and just gives you a gorgeous, shiny image. All right. There you go. It is just that easy. And I don't know. I mean, sometimes I like to go all out on the fancy folds. To be honest, I do. Sometimes I really love to do the fancy folds and go all out and just make an elaborate card. But that's not often for me. More often than not, I really like to go the easy route. So again, stylish shaped dies. Well, we got a little bit there. You know what? We're just gonna move that. We're gonna leave this as it is, and we're gonna I'm gonna show you how to fix an oops with this particular sentiment here. I'm gonna show you exactly how easy it is to fix something when you have a little oops. You don't need to always redo things. I'm just gonna grab a little piece of tape here. I don't want this to move. Let's center that up. Okay, so now I know I'm gonna wanna fix that, so I'm gonna put this a little further down. Embellishments and gems are your best friends. They are just your best friends for everything. So look at this. How pretty is that? Let me just wipe this. All right, gonna be really, this is what I do when I'm not on camera. If there's a little bit of powder, I just wipe it off. This is why I wear all my flannels and older clothes when I stamp, because I never have like the rags easily available. So I just use my shirt. So that's, that's another helpful hint, wear old clothes when you stamp. So I'm gonna tuck this right here. I just think that cherry cobbler will really bring that out lovely. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our card together. I'm gonna grab some of my multi-purpose glue here because I used an embossing folder there, and I wanna make sure everything adheres well and gets in all those nooks and crannies. So tell me what all you're doing, what you're working on. I love to hear what everybody's doing and working on. My craft show was sure fun this go around. It was in a very small, it was here actually in Kalama, so very small town. And there was not a ton of foot traffic, but there was just enough. And I made a couple of new friends, and it was just a really fun day. Really, really fun day. And I love to make the paper crafts, and that's primarily what I do. But I also love to cross stitch and sew, and I haven't been doing, in all honesty, a whole bunch of sewing lately. So for me, it was really great fun. I want this one to kind of come down, I think, this way. It was so much fun for me to see what everyone else had been creating and making, especially the sewing projects. I can remember when my oldest two daughters, because I wasn't working as a nurse then, when my oldest two daughters were little, I made a lot of their clothes, especially summer clothes, and it was so much fun. And then, I started working as a nurse, and it was all down. I mean, it wasn't all downhill, but as far as having a lot of time to craft, it was all downhill. Working as a nurse was wonderful. I don't want to give the impression it wasn't. It was great. Anyway, let's go ahead. I want this kind of centered through here. I think I must have had too much coffee this morning. I'm kind of in a goofy mood. Anyway, let's go ahead. I want this here because I want my sentiment there. I really love this one with the poinsettia, so that's the one I want to show off the most. Anyway, let's go ahead and use some of this Super Seal here. It's Stampin' Seal Plus. not really called super seal. Anyway. Anywho. So Lucy, for those of you who follow the our little yellow lab and her adventures is going through, she's 10 months old, just turned 10 months, and she is going through a ridiculous chewing phase that may or may not be the end of me. I don't know. She is chewing everything. So far, I've been able to keep her away from the furniture, and we haven't actually even put up our Christmas tree yet, which is not like me. Normally, that's the first thing to go up as soon as Thanksgiving is done. But I have to tell you, I am really worried that she's going to just chew that thing and knock it over. And we have some baby gates that we're thinking might work if we put the baby gates around it. But if you've ever had a lab or border collie, you know, anyway, pretty much any dog, they're all so smart, right? They're all so smart. Here, we want to tuck this like this, that, you know, it's challenging because they can really figure things out, and it only takes them half a second to destroy things. That's what I've decided. You know, she's not unsupervised a lot. It just doesn't take a lot of time. Okay, before I put this on, I want to put my inside panel on. This is like more of a conversational video, isn't it? Anyway, let's put this strip here. I don't even know what I measured this at. I think it was just, actually, it was just a scrap I had. So let's look and see. It's about 3/4 of an inch. So, and this is what I do with my designer series paper. I just tuck it all away, and then I use it for finishing things off here. Let me grab my silicone mat here. So I did not go live this past Monday on YouTube. I was going to, but I have to tell you, after coming back from the craft show and just kind of dumping everything in my craft room, and then we were busy all day Sunday, honestly, I could not even find my way clear in here, and just decided that it was not going to work. So I'll be back live on YouTube on Monday, this next Monday at 9 Pacific Standard Time. Okay, it is easier to snip paper off than it is to add paper. So that's why I didn't mind doing this one a bit longer. But I don't know that I brought that glue out far enough. So let me just give this a little bit more there. There. So this way, if it should squish out the end, I'm on the silicone mat. Perfect. All right, let's pop this on the inside here. Let me grab my seal, and we will go ahead. Can't find my regular one. Let's just use this one. And we will go ahead and just tuck this on the inside. So you could see how easy it is. If you like this layout, how easy it would be to just continue to recreate this card. You could probably make, gosh, I don't know. We haven't been on here that long. Well, it's going to come kind of close to the bottom. That's okay. That's okay. Nobody knows because we have the designer series paper there. All right, let's pop this up here. And then we're going to add our embellishments, and I'm going to show you how to fix that mistake that I made. Because we don't have to always redo things. I think I shouldn't speak for all of us. I think what I need to remember is that this is a handmade card. This is made with my time and my love and my energy, and not worry so much about everything being perfect. I think perfection, the idea that we can be perfect, is makes it so much harder sometimes. Sorry, it's a Lucy hair I had to pick off of there. She's been hanging out a bunch with me in here. All right, so look, just like that, just that little dot. We just fixed that up that easy. You know, I think I want a few more mini. I'm going to tuck another dimensional, but I want a mini dimensional. This is kind of a little wonky right there. So let's go ahead and fix that up. Let's fix that up a little bit. And then I think I'll put one on the other side. I think it adhered really well to that ribbon, but not to the cardstock. So let's just tidy it up so it's not wonky. There we go. Now we don't have near enough gems on here, so I'm going to keep that Merry and Bright right there, and you can see that I hid my, oops, let's take this, pop another gold. I just not convinced you can ever have enough gold. You know what? That needs a ribbon. We're going to actually move that embellishment. Here, we're going to have a change of plan here. We're going to take this one off. I'm going to put 3 around, I think just like this. Where do I want this third one? Up here, right there. I want that one right there. And we're gonna make a bow. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a small bow to put right there. I think it needs a bow. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I will look at my laptop's sitting kind of funny today, so I can't really see the comments, but I will look at the end. And if you have any questions, again, please ask. I'd love to answer all the questions. There we go. Now we need a glue dot, which I had sitting out. Let's see if I can find a glue dot here. If not, we're gonna just change, here we go. I was going to say we can always change the plan. We're going to pop a glue dot right there. And I like it with the ribbon better. We needed just a little bit of ribbon there. How pretty is that? Yeah, much better than just the gem, I think. It's, you know, again, card making is all personal preference, right? I just really think this is a simple and pretty card to send out to your friends and family or neighbors. And it did not take long to make. So look, Merry and Bright. You could write a sentiment in here, or you could stamp your sentiment. If you're stamping your sentiment, stamp your sentiment before you adhere this piece to make sure. I've been leaving most of mine blank. All right, so thank you everyone for joining. Oh, Joan, thanks so much for sharing. And you sold 100 Christmas cards. Wow, I don't blame you for taking a break. That is great. I didn't keep track of how many I sold, and I should have. I know I came home with a lot less than what I went with, and now I'm going to start remaking them for myself. That's my weekend project. I'm going to be remaking cards for myself. Anyway, have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend. I'll see you Monday on YouTube. If you are a YouTube person at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, or Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning back here on Facebook. All right, everybody, take care.